Welcome to Video Day Project Week. This is the gate that goes onto the stairs where I live, and I made this, I don't know, a year and a half ago. And this is oak, and it was spalted oak, so I knew it wasn't as strong as it could be, and it finally gave away. So today we're going to make new bracket parts and probably take these fence boards off, sand it, do a real quick sand, and then resurface it with some more clear, probably a Bear product, and then put it back on the fence, on the gate. Let's get this done. Okay. Glad we took those off. So I'm just going to hit this real quick. I'm not going to take this off where the hinges are. I just don't feel like jacking with that. But I'm going to hit this with a sander. The half flaps look good. It's got dowels that go all the way through. Glued in. It's not racking. So we don't have to do anything with the frame. Just clean it up a little bit and make some new some brackets for the bolt. These are where the brackets go, and I got to make sure that's flat. And it's a little off, and I got to make sure that there's no debris in here, so I'm just going to clean it up real quick with the shoulder plane. I don't want to change this too much, because if I do, where the bolt goes through and it goes to that deal on the wall to hold the gate closed, I'll have to move that thing on the wall, and I don't want to be doing all that. So that's and this isn't glued either. I did not glue this on purpose. I did not want to have an issue with taking these off and replacing them when it was time to come. And I'm glad that I didn't do that. I'm going to try to make this repair as hard as I possibly can. I'm going to make these brackets out of Osage orange. This is Osage orange. It's a mallet. This axe handle I made is Osage orange, and it was split off the other side of this log. That, you know, of course, it was longer, and it's also called bow d'arc. In French, means the bow material or the bow wood. It's also used to make bows with, you know, shoot bows and arrows. So I'm going to attempt to split this off, and I don't want to use this because it's so, you know, there's a big defect there. So I'm going to just strike a line, and hopefully I'll be able to take this down and split the piece off and then make it out of this. That would be really good. This stuff is super, super hard. All right. I may have to go like this. I don't think I can cut it like that. The grain goes more in this direction, so I'm going to have to do it this way. So first thing I'm going to do is establish a line across it with my fro. Just kind of get a spot started. This Osage orange is really super hard. And now I'm going to line. My phone overheated, so I had to put it in the freezer so the video would come back on, the camera would come back on. So you didn't get to see me finish dimensionalizing the lumber. So what I've done is I've marked where my pieces will go, and I give myself a little extra so I can get 2 brackets out of that right there. I'm cutting this off just right at the bottom of where my line, and I'm cutting this sapwood off because when I do my corner, the sapwood will go away, and that's it. So we're going to cut this thing here and here, draw our shapes on here, and then hopefully make our parts. I'm gonna drill all the way through both of these at the same time, so I know my centers are the same from the bottom of the bracket. And if I just mark that last one, there we go. So now it was right where I marked it anyway with the other one. Excellent. Should be perfect. Okay, I've got to mark where the bracket goes on to the piece to hold the bolt on. The way that I do that is I screw through just a little bit in the original holes, and I'll hold this up flush exactly, and then I'll squish it on there. Hold it flush. I decided to clamp them and then drill from the rear, because I realized that the holes that I drilled through originally weren't straight, so I'm using the original holes the way that the angles on the hole, because it's not perfectly straight, because it'll pull the bracket off a little bit off to the side if it's not exactly straight. So that's why I'm doing it this way. This one's already done, and so I got a good bead on that hole, so it should be straight through the middle of this now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this on there now. I've got the holes drilled in. Put the bolt on. I'm gonna, the tip of the screws are sticking out. I'm just gonna barely start this one, just like barely, just to hold it on, just a barely little bit. And I'm gonna clamp it. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, you know, when you drill stuff, when you screw stuff in, it has a tendency to pull away from its work piece and come off the surface. So this way I can get to the head of the screws, I can clamp my piece on, and it'll be tight up against, and the bolt works perfect. That's good. Okay, so let's tighten these on. Here we go. Oh, come on, Greg. Okay, there we go. Now, since these are replaced, hopefully this will line up into the to the deal that goes on the wall. And let's go ahead and put some stain on one side, some clear on one side, flip it, stain the other side, or clear the other side, and let's get out of here. I'm going to use the Minwax polyurethane oil-based, and I'm just going to put on a coat. I've numbered my boards where they go, and so now all I have to do is pop them back on. The polyurethane is still wet, but they don't care. We'll do the other side real quick, and then we'll load it up and bring it home. So now let's just tighten all these down. It functions perfectly. So without any adjustments, check it out. Works perfect. So this actually needs to be adjustable. The thing doesn't rack. The way that I adjust it is I've got a wedge here, and then when it starts having a problem, I just hit that wedge a little bit. It raises this side up just a tiny bit, so it is adjustable. Also, these screws, you can screw them in and out. It's adjustable. So there we go. Don't get in the paint, baby. Excellent. Success.